Greetings. My name is Robert Molefe, and welcome to another episode of the Enlightening Conversations. Today, we expose the brutal war that is destroying the Democratic Republic of Congo. A war fueled not by ideology, not by justice, but by greed and power. The hidden hand? None other than Rwandan President Paul Kagame. The M23 rebel group has terrorized Congo for years. But who is really behind them? Who supplies them with weapons? Who profits from this chaos? The answer points straight to Rwanda. M23, led by Sultani Makenga, a Tutsi, has deep ties to Rwanda, found primarily in Rwanda. Coincidence? Hardly. Kagame, often praised for his strong leadership and Rwanda's economic rise, has masterfully concealed his role, but the truth is unraveling. Kagame denies any connection to the M23, but suddenly, Corneille Nangaa, a former Congolese electoral chief, emerges as the supposed mastermind behind the M23. A convenient distraction, a cover-up. The timing is just too perfect. Then, the unthinkable happened. 13 South African peacekeepers deployed to stabilize the region were killed. South Africa was furious. This is how Kagame responded.
For the last 2 days, on Monday and today this morning, I spoke with the President of South Africa, who sought me out to speak with me on this matter because of their involvement in Eastern Congo. And he's also there pretending to be playing a peacemaker role. And he has a force that has been fighting alongside FDLR and has been fighting the M23 on the instructions of Tshisekedi, because these are people who are not supposed to be in Congo. That these are from Rwanda, or the M23 are not Rwandans, please. These are Congolese, and one time he accepts it, then another time he says no, part of it is yes, and then the other part is from Rwanda, and these are he keeps on going. And how do we, leaders of our own countries, accept this to go on forever and just accept that we shall be manipulated by Tshisekedi or whoever is supporting him? And South Africa dares even issue threats about what is likely to happen after that, and so on and so forth. Of course, we will see what threats they are talking about. Maybe they should have done that exactly for which they have been issuing threats. They should have done it to clean up the mess in Eastern Congo, or to fight back those who have been trying to clean up the mess.
But Kagame miscalculated. This was not just another battle. A different kind of war was brewing, one that Kagame never saw coming. SADC leaders rushed to Zimbabwe for emergency talks. Meanwhile, the battle in Goma intensified. The Congolese army, overwhelmed, suffered heavy casualties. The M23 occupied the city of Goma. but the real storm was yet to hit. DRC's Foreign Minister, Teresa Kwamba, escalated the crisis to the UN Security Council.
So I was supposed to say good afternoon, but it's good evening. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, today I address the UN Security Council on the grave situation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo for the second time in 48 hours. We are at a critical juncture, and I felt it was my duty to reiterate on behalf of the government and the people of the DRC the urgent need for decisive action by the Council. I welcome the fact that the Council has recognized Rwanda's responsibility for the violation of our sovereignty and our territorial integrity, as well as the violence currently unfolding in Goma. However, words have not been enough to end the human suffering and the aggression and onslaught on Goma. It is now time for the Security Council to act. Millions have been displaced, thousands are trapped in the besieged city of Goma with restricted access to food, water, electricity, security. Countless lives have been lost. Enough is enough. Rwanda cannot be allowed to continue to act with impunity, and I therefore called on the Council to act in defense of the principles of multilateralism and international law. The DRC welcomes the decision by Germany, not a Council member, to cancel its planned meetings next month on development aid with Rwanda and to urge Rwanda and the M23 to withdraw their troops. This is an example of the kind of action that we are calling for the rest of the international community to take, whether they are Council members or not. The Security Council should take note. They cannot remain silent or inactive any longer. As I stated in the Security Council today, we demand 5 immediate actions, very actionable and very precise. Firstly, the unconditional withdrawal of Rwandan troops from sovereign Congolese territory. There is no path to sustainable, peaceful resolution without this crucial step. Secondly, it is imperative that the Council introduces sanctions targeting the command structure of the Rwandan Defense Forces to undermine its ability to wage war against the DRC and its people. Thirdly, the introduction of an embargo on Rwanda's illicit exploitation and exportation of mineral resources in the DRC will stem the financing of this aggression. As a reminder, the United Nations Group of Experts report, the last one, indicated that over 150 tons were illegally mined on a monthly basis and exported by Rwanda under the label of Rwandan minerals. Thank you. Fourthly, we are calling for the suspension of Rwanda as a contributor of troops to UN peacekeeping missions. We need to end the double standard, where Rwanda is able to contribute to UN peacekeeping forces while its troops kill members of the MONUSCO mission and the SADC mission. In less than 4 days, over 14 peacekeepers were killed, and this in absolute impunity. Finally, there must be total transparency in arms transfers to Rwanda in order to stem its ability to stoke further violence. This aggression is not only a threat to the DRC, but also to the entire region and the principles enshrined in the UN Charter. It is time for the United Nations Security Council to act decisively and send a clear message that Rwanda's aggression and impunity will not be tolerated. As I said to the Council, the rules of multilateralism apply to us all. There is no Rwandan exceptionalism. Thank you.
The UN took a stand. Kagame was named, exposed, declared the primary financier of the M23. The order was clear: removal of the M23 from occupying territories of Congo. The weight of global diplomacy crushed Kagame. The European Union, the United States, and the African Union, all standing with the Democratic Republic of Congo. His once iron grip on the narrative was slipping through his fingers. Yet, as pressure mounted, the M23 was marching to Kinshasa, a direct challenge, a bold provocation. The Democratic Republic of Congo fights for its sovereignty. The world watches, and Kagame, his next move could determine his legacy or his downfall. And the world is asking, could this be the end of the mighty Paul Kagame, a man once known for his strength and defiance? Could this mean the hunter has finally become the hunted?